One small step for man.
Boozer, dumps it low left to lose.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
Who are you?
Bond.
I'm going to assume the Summerfest is going to stay unless somebody can show me a better alternative in this community.
The 70s will be a time of new beginnings.
There's some people that aren't into all the words.
Please go to the information booth, man. It's a bummer, please.
This is Rock and Roll Roots with Steve Palec.
Starr takes the ball, hands off to Hunting.
The thing's pathetic the way these policemen line up.
There is no question about it. Oswald has been shot.
Oh, clear as a bell, Berto, pal.
I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
And the final score at the stadium tonight, the Braves 8 and the St. Louis Cardinals 6.
Hi, I'm Chuck Berry. Now let's go back and rock with some of the all-time greats of rock and roll.
96.5 WKLH with Sunday morning rock and roll roots.
Taking my time, choosing my line, trying to decide what to do.
Walk away, thank you.
.5 WKLH Rock and Roll Roots, Over and Over and Walk Away. Couple tunes from our Roots Salute artist this morning, Joe Walsh.
I'm waking up, I'm digging it. It's important that some of us old-timers keep going and not OD, you know? Mm-hmm. And set an example and go down as valid, creative people for the generation we represent.
That's Joe Walsh. Morning, I'm Steve Palec, and welcome to another edition of Rock and Roll Roots, live from the KLH complex in the heart of Milwaukee. We've got 3 hours of great music for you this morning.
Joe Walsh from the group The Eagles. Here's a guy that had a lot of fun last year.
Oh, and he just got hit.
Hey, if you're a sports fan, it was a fun day yesterday, wasn't it? The Brewers won, beating Pittsburgh. By the way, Joe Walsh is a big baseball fan. And, of course, the NFL got started. The Packers played a preseason game. Now, Joe Walsh, our Root Salute artist, is a football fan, but his judgment at picking Super Bowl winners is, at best, a little suspect.
See how we do.
Thank you. Who's your Super Bowl pick? You got a Super Bowl pick?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh all the way? All right, man.
No. Joe Walsh is our Root Salute artist this morning.
And everybody says, oh, Joe, you're so funny. And I am funny. I can be deadly funny or deadly serious, whichever way you want to go.
Joe Walsh on Rock and Roll Roots and The Weekend, KLH. .5 WKLH. That's our Root Salute artist, Joe Walsh, all night long. Lyrics in that song pretty obvious, pretty clear. We heard Walk Away earlier this morning, and that's got some lyrics that are hard to comprehend.
There are, Steve, like, foam your brother's head.
I don't really think that's exactly what he was saying in the song, but it's what some people thought. Well, what do you think? Is summer slipping away from us? This is the last day of the Wisconsin State Fair. I do have to mention that our Root Salute artist this morning, Joe Walsh, wrote a great song with a guy from Michigan, and there was some controversy even within the Eagles as to who actually wrote Life in the Fast Lane. We'll clear it up right after this. And they had a song called Life in the Fast Lane. Now, Glenn Fry is the guy that had the original inspiration.
I'm riding on the Ventura Freeway in the passenger seat with a maniac who's going about 90 miles an hour. And I was like really scared in the seat. And I said, hey, man, slow down. And he looked at me and goes, life in the fast lane.
Now the song, when the Eagles did it, had a great lick from Joe Walsh.
And then at an Eagles rehearsal for Hotel California, Joe goes doodle doodle down doodle doo doodle
Yeah.
doodle doodle doo doodle doo down.
Hey, that's half the song, right? Well, Don Henley didn't really think Joe Walsh should get any writing credits on the tune.
You know, he claimed, like, you know, Walsh didn't have nothing to do with it and this and that. But get a copy of Hotel California and look at the label. And it says Walsh, Henley, Fry. I rest my case.
That's Joe Walsh. Hey, it's his lick. And here he is live on Rock and Roll Roots and the Weekend KLH. .5 WKLH, Rock and Roll Roots. That's our Roots Salute artist this morning, Joe Walsh.
Eagle was swell. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm Joe Walsh, and you know, I did that.
That's a song that he helped write while in the Eagles.
We had no idea whether we were any good or not. That didn't matter. We were just, like, into it. Someday we'll be the best. We weren't coming from, like, we're the best. The whole band was that way. We want to be the most, not the best, not the richest. We want to be the most valid guys. And when we left it. We stopped.
Excuse me a moment, fart heads, but I'm trying to fix my snare drum. Oh, wait.
The Eagles are great in the studio. I do remember seeing them live at the Marcus Amphitheater once, and Joe Walsh just totally stole that show. It looked like everybody else was just going through the motions. And Joe Walsh is our Roots Salute artist this morning. And, of course, the Eagles are just a band that he's in.
It is, of course, Don Henley and Glenn Fry's band. I joined it. It always has been.
And this is not the Eagles. This is a solo effort. So this is his, Joe Walsh on Rock and Roll Roots and the Weekend KLH.
Rock and Roll Roots on 96.5 WKLH, Milwaukee's classic rock.
.5 WKLH, Rock and Roll Roots. That's our Roots Salute artist this morning, ordinary, average old Joe Walsh, who was there while the Eagles were breaking up.
I love Joe a lot. He's a great guy. He was put in a really difficult situation, having to really side either with me or with Don and Glenn in a vote to have me fired from the band, and I know exactly why Joe had to do that, and his long-term allegiance to stay in the band and not be contentious at all against Don or Glenn really forced him to have to do what he did, so I completely understand that.
That's Don Felder of the Eagles. Now, Joe Walsh is a very charitable guy.
I'm involved in charities and stuff, but it's low-key.
Yeah.
Nothing major.
All right, now, this is really going to be spectacular if it can be accomplished. I'm about to get in trouble. Joe Walsh has a song, there's no way I could ever play it on the radio. I can't even tell you what it's called. But I asked my pre-production assistant, the great and talented Dave Jamrosi, to see if he could take this song, maybe clean it up for you a little electronically, and you could appreciate the ordinary, average Joe Walsh genius that comes up with this. Now, like I said, I don't know if you'll get it. See what we can do here, Dave. Give it a try. Wow. Can you believe that? Joe Walsh, who seems just like such a calm, normal guy, did this. Well, I'm not saying it's not normal. And maybe I am saying that on occasion, Joe Walsh doesn't actually use the best discretion when it comes to women. He once was asked to describe Bonnie Raitt and really didn't do it well.
Well, when I met her, I said, Bonnie, I don't know how to say this. Obviously, I didn't. But I said, you play amazing slide guitar for a girl.
See? You don't say that, Joe. But you can forgive him because he's just so down to earth and talented. Joe Walsh on Rock and Roll Roots and the Weekend KLH. .96.5 WKLH, Rock and Roll Roots. It's our Roots Salute artist this morning, Joe Walsh. Turn to stone. Ringo.
Yes, Steve, what's happening?
Well, first, let me give you your Weather Watch 12 forecast on KLH. Thank you, by the way, for kicking this off here, Ringo. It's always great to hear the Beatles. But did you know that Ringo Starr and Joe Walsh have something in common? They're wives. Ringo, of course, married to Barbara Bach, and Joe Walsh married to her sister.
I'm here to tell you that Ringo Starr is just like a brother-in-law to me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
He still is and always will be the older, shorter, better-looking English brother I always wanted. He's not just the greatest drummer in rock history from the best band in rock history. He's also the greatest guy in the world and the most kind and helpful friend you could ever want.
You know, the Beatles had so many great songs, and I think almost every one of them has been covered by somebody. Now, our Roots Salute artist is another guy from the Heartland. Born in Wichita, Kansas, moved to Columbus, Ohio, went to Kent State University, and ran for president in 1980. Joe Walsh. Earlier this morning, I was talking about Joe being a baseball fan, and he's a player as well. He can handle a bat. In fact, I remember his coming to the plate and getting drilled by somebody, if I'm not mistaken.
Joe, what a job. First of all, they try to set you down, brush you back a little bit. That didn't worry you at all, Joe?
No. No, he hit the ump, too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I told the ump to go to first, and I'd stay at home.
Oh, that's what you said?
He didn't go for it.
No. Now, tell me, what kind of pitch was it that you ripped into left field for the hit?
It was just high, about shoulder high, and I just hit him straight across. That's the ones I like.
Now, there's a lot of rumors flying that Joe Walsh was at a fantasy camp in Vero Beach. Is this true?
Yeah, I went to the Dodger camp, and Duke Snyder, about the second day, grabbed me and said, "You're never going to hit anything that way." And he changed my grip, and I started pasting them.
Back with Joe Walsh after this. This is Rock and Roll Roots Morning. I'm Steve Palec.
3, 4.
Remember the old Drew Carey TV show?
Bet your bottom dollar.
Well, Joe Walsh, our Roots Salute artist this morning, had a recurring role on that show. Kind of miss him on TV.
I miss some of the television shows. I miss the Smothers Brothers a lot. Laughing. I miss Walter Cronkite. I miss old good American cars, 360s, Corvettes. I miss 57 Chevys. I miss A&W root beer, Dairy Queens. I miss drive-ins. I miss hula hoops. I miss Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle. I miss YA too. I miss miniskirts. I really miss them.
Joe Walsh on Rock and Roll Roots. And the Weekend KLH.
You've got a car.
96.5 WKLH. Rock and Roll Roots, song called Bookends. That's Joe Walsh, who's a good friend of Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy used to live next to Glenn Fry in Aspen.
Yeah.
That's right. There's some magical nights I remember.
Oh, yes. It was quite a neighborhood.
Jimmy Buffett and Joe Walsh reminiscing.
You and I should team up, because I want to make a movie about Life's Been Good.
Uh-huh.
Because they didn't have videos when that song came out.
I know it. Yeah, we were pre-video.
And and with your stories and my stories, it should be an epic.
Well, we could tell some stories.
Yeah. Actually, Joe Walsh tells a great story in the song Life's Been Good.
That was so serious, and it went right over everybody's head. I get asked, do you have a chainsaw? I get asked, do you really have a Maserati? I was making a statement on how extravagantly silly someone in my position's lifestyle is. And I was screaming through my music, don't judge this as something in terms of identity. You know, all you young kids, don't identify with this. It's not as extravagant as it appears. It's really kind of stupid.
Joe Walsh on Rock and Roll Roots from 96.5 WKLH, Milwaukee's Classic Rock.
Rock and Roll Roots on 96.5 WKLH, Milwaukee's Classic Rock.
Hi, this is Joe Walsh calling.
Joe Walsh, you're talking to Dave and Carol. How you doing, Joe?
Hi, Dave.
Hi.
I assume you're Dave.
Yeah, that's Carol over there.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi, Carol.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You sound real regular. Just,
I am now.
Yeah, you weren't before?
Well, I didn't plan on living this long.
Oh, really?
So now that I did, I'm just Joe.
Did you have a scheduled time of demise?
No.
No? Okay.
No, but I was right on schedule.
96.5 WKLH, Rock and Roll Roots. Our Roots Salute artist this morning is Joe Walsh. He was in that band, the James Gang.
Well, when I met her, is it Bonnie?
Oh, sorry, wrong comment. I'm talking about your band, not
There
Bonnie.
was talk of another James Gang who maybe Europe tour. You know, we're on standby. I'm an Eagle right now, but there's a lot of variables out there. We'll wait and see what falls into place.
As Joe Walsh, the band did reunite in 2006. The song you heard was Funk 49. There actually was a Funk 48, too. Really, this is it. You know, Joe Walsh is known for so many different things. Obviously, a member of the Eagles and the James Gang. Great solo career, ran for president, married to one of the Bach sisters, so he's Ringo's brother-in-law. On and on and on, but we'd be remiss if we did not bring up an instrument, or at least a variation of an instrument that made him very memorable.
You know, in the summer when you go to a swimming pool and they have like the paging horns? Paging Mr. There's a driver in the back of that. What you do is you use one of those and you hook it up to your amp. So you don't have a speaker anymore. You have that driver. Then you put a piece of surgical tubing in the top of that and you put the other end in your mouth. Now this is called modulation. So your guitar playing is coming through your amp, through the public address system pager, up the surgical tubing into your mouth. You hold the tube in your mouth like this, and then you don't use your larynx, you move your mouth. Now I'll whisper, wow, 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 wow. Okay? Now if I do that, the guitar supplies the sound. So it goes wow, 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 and you can make your guitar talk.
Yes, the talk box, demonstrated here by Joe Walsh on Rock and Roll Roots. 96.5 WKLH, Rock and Roll Roots. Joe Walsh, Rocky Mountain Way.
And this is an art form, for God's sake. It's supposed to be. I don't care how many units of product, this or that. And I'm at peace with it. I'm done freaking out. My job on the planet is to play guitar and make music. And I accept it. I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm not going to try and be something I'm not.
It's Joe Walsh. Here's your Weather Watch 12 forecast on KLH. Our root salute artist this morning is Joe Walsh. You're not used to that, are you? Joe Walsh did that Eagles song, Desperado, which is kind of known as Don Henley's song, when he was a member of Ringo Starr's All-Stars.
All the alumni is always welcome, and you show up and you end up on stage whether you want to be or not.
Joe Walsh almost seems like a member still. I mean, he made such a mark on you, but I know it's great to have different people all the time and keep things fresh, but is there a downside to not having a permanent band? I mean, would you like permanent All-Stars?
Sure. Well, you know, the thing with Joe Walsh is he keeps leaving me for that other band.
Yeah.
That was Ringo Starr. Now, aside from being an all-star, and Ringo's brother-in-law, by the way, Joe Walsh, of course, was in the James Gang. He's had a great solo career and a member of the Eagles. And Don Henley was not happy when he heard that Joe was doing this song, Desperado.
He got told that out of context. He didn't know that, Ringo loves the song, and the whole band actually wanted me to play it. And, I mean, Desperado gets played in 400 holiday inns every weekend.
Back with more from our root salute artist this morning, Joe Walsh, right after this. And that'll do it for this week's edition of Rock and Roll Roots. I'm Steve Palec. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Dave Jamrosi from pre-production assistance. Craig Killer Kilpatrick will join you live next and live at the State Fair. So if you haven't gone yet, you should. It's the last day and your last chance to catch Killer with his mouth full of every fried food imaginable. I'll leave you with our root salute artist this morning, Joe Walsh, on Rock and Roll Roots from 96.5 WKLH. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday, okay? Thanks.